Wow. Thank you so much, Grafton. And as always, I love the Loudoun Chamber because they're one of the best supporters of the kinds of things that I do here. As a regional development director, longest title in the planet, I am here to educate people on best practices. It is not a sales pitch. It is here to hopefully create a discussion about what's going to be helpful to you in your own marketing, outreach, and engagement. Engagement. Now, that's a word you're going to be hearing me say a lot. And the people who are in this room who can help you with that are certainly Laura. Also, Beverly, are you still a solution partner of ours?
Not at the moment.
Okay. But you are a writer and a talented help. Anybody else a solution partner with Constant Contact? I would like you to just say who you are and what you do.
Jerry Wiseman, Stagecoach Theater.
Very good. Anybody else a partner? Okay, so you have 3 resources in the room that can be of assistance if you are trying to create engagement for your customers, your social connections, the business that you do. So whether you're for-profit or nonprofit, whether you are business to business, business to consumer, engaging people over time using campaigns on the channels that count are going to be really what you're trying to achieve. Now, one of the channels that matter, obviously, is Facebook. And once again, can I see that show of hands of people who have a professional or business Facebook presence? Fantastic. Okay, so all of you are experts and you know exactly what you need to do, so I don't need to say another thing, right? Okay. A lot of people are in your situation where they're like, yeah, okay, I made it. That doesn't mean they're gonna come. And that's what I think most people struggle with is once I've got this up there and I'm posting and praying and posting and praying and hoping people are going to engage, how do I actually get them to engage? And what are measurable ways to get me the most bang for the buck on Facebook? So here's a question that I'm going to ask you, since there are so many of you here. Why Facebook? Why a business page? What are you trying to do there for your business or your organization? So engaging people, good. So what else are you trying to do?
To get customers in the door.
Customers in the door. This is one of the things they pay attention to. What a great place to put a call to action. Hello, come visit me. What about you?
Getting them to know who we are and what we do.
Raising awareness. If you're new in an area or you're opening a new product line or simply out there and you want people to be aware of you, that's great. So tell me, oh, yes?
Another good one is to keep in touch with your current customers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good way to get fresh content to keep them engaged.
Excellent.
Come back and encourage them.
So current customers, fresh content. Facebook is a lot quicker turnover than other channels, certainly a lot faster than direct mail. People will engage much more regularly, much more frequently, and much more quickly, so you have to be very quick on your communications feet on social media. Similar to Twitter, you have a short time span to engage them. But I've heard a lot about communicating to people. What about through people? What is the value of Facebook rather than just getting them on your email list? Ah, ding, ding, ding. Sharing. All right. So when you're connected to someone on Facebook, are you just connected to one person? No. You're connected to everyone that person is connected to. That's the beauty of all social media. In this world, in this day and age, social media is the digital word of mouth. It is not just to them that you are connecting. It is through them that you're connecting. Here's another question. Think about all of the business that's going to come in to your own business in the next month. Now, what percentage of those people are going to be repeat business or people you already know? 30% is a low number. 80% I heard. Anybody say a little higher, lower than 80%? We're finding across the board it's typically the 80-20 rule, that of all your business coming in the door next month, approximately 78 to 82%, averaging 80%, is going to be from people you already have served or that already know you. You met them at an event like this, you've exchanged a call, an email. Now, call them out and just think about the new business. How did the new business come to know about you? Was it anything that you directly said? What about the new business? How did they find you? Referrals. Possibly on Facebook. What we're finding is that the vast majority of people who are brand new to you are not going to be there because of anything you directly said to them as a cold prospect. The vast majority of people who engage with you are going to be there because of what someone has said about you. What someone you already know how they've engaged with you in a way that shares that message. Think about the last purchasing or donation decisions or volunteering decisions that you made. It's likely that you didn't just pick a company or a nonprofit out of a vacuum. You probably heard about them from your friends. Now here's the key. Facebook is not just a great place to keep people you know up to date. It's a great way to clone your best customers, volunteers, donors, etc. It's very likely that the people you know now and can connect with on Facebook are connected themselves to people just like them, people who would be perfect prospects for you. Now, how do you gain visibility with these people? How do you make sure your messages are seen? How do you make sure the people you already know are engaged enough that your posts keep coming onto their news feeds? That's what social campaigns are about. It's a way to drive engagement so that you not only stay visible to the people you're connected to, but you also drive the sharing mechanism called the Facebook algorithm so that your posts get a wider audience on the news feeds of all the people connected to the folks you know. So that's what social campaigns are. They're a way for you to easily and measurably reach not just to, but through the people you are connected to on Facebook. Clear as mud? Okay, I just want you guys to know this is highly interactive. So let's take a look at why Facebook is so very helpful. These are the kinds of things that you are trying to achieve in this word of mouth gone digital age. You're trying to provide value. You're trying to get more likes, more people connected to you, not just nurture the connections you have. And then from all of those, new and old alike, you're trying to gain more engagement and ultimately get more shares. A little bit more on why the share is important in a minute. The idea is nonprofits, for-profits, B2B, B2C, B2G, whatever you're doing, Facebook is a viable platform across all of those. A couple more wonderful ideas on how you can do this, because there's a lot of struggle connected with this. Read these issues that people are having with Facebook. Do any of these describe you? Any of these your challenges? Guess what? You're not alone. People are struggling with how to make a Facebook presence work for them all the time. What's important to remember is that it's not just about posting and praying. It's about engaging people to the point where they recognize and trust you, retain you for their services, your services, and then ultimately refer you to their friends. The idea is, how do we get over the hump of making Facebook a viable option? Does anyone know what this statistic is? This is the number of people who, even after they like your page, will never come back to it again. This is where people start to cry. Now, this is really a challenge because Facebook watches what you do. It watches what your fans are doing. And whether they are simply liking something you posted, or whether they're commenting on something you did, or ultimately sharing something with their own networks, getting them back to your page is considered by Facebook the strongest endorsement of their engagement with you. So one of your tasks is to, yes, engage them through all those levels, like, comment, share, but get them back to your page. Social campaigns can do this. And Facebook, even though the algorithm, I have a wonderful quote from one of the vice presidents of Facebook who said that the algorithm changed 86 times last year, but even with the changes, this still holds true. That likes are a warm level of engagement, comments are warmer, shares are really good, but getting them back to the page is the best measure of your fans' engagement with you. So that's what you're trying to do. You need to give them reasons to go back to your page. You need to have campaigns with a call to action that leverages your Facebook presence. So let's take a look on how you can use your Facebook presence to get them to find you, to like you, and most importantly, to come back and share you with their friends. These are the goals or the objectives that the Facebook social campaigns can solve. So what we're going to talk about fairly quickly today in our time together is, very briefly, what is marketing on Facebook? It sounds like you are a sophisticated audience, so I am going to go through that pretty quickly. For the people who are panicking at this moment, I want to call your attention to this. It's one of the handouts that I gave you. We at our company, we've got over 500,000 customers and even more people who are connected to us who say on a daily basis, about 1 million times a day, we don't understand social media. Help. This is the answer. We've set up a whole website with self-paced tutorials on how to make the social media outlets, the main ones, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and a little bit on Pinterest, work for you. Actually, I think we also have a module on YouTube. So take a look at this. Even if you are what you would consider medium or even advanced level on social media savvy, take a look because you might find some very interesting case studies, blog posts, etc. that are connected to this page, okay? So everyone who's a newbie, breathe and let's just float along with the subject matter. Okay, the other topics that I wanted to go over, and this is probably where I'm going to spend most of my time, is how do you plan and drive repeat business with social campaigns? How do you publish and promote? It's not just about creating a social campaign, it's about letting everyone know in as many different channels as possible that you have a campaign running and encouraging engagement. And then finally, did it work? How do you measure your effectiveness? And then, lather, rinse, repeat, how do you use your success to kick off the next campaign? And that's something I want you to remember. With all of the campaign types, with all of the channels that matter to your audiences, this cannot be a one-hit wonder. You have to create momentum because if they start being used to seeing you on a particular channel, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you have to nurture that engagement over time. So don't think of a campaign as a one-hit wonder. Think of it as a series of campaigns. In fact, most of our customers, some of them are having campaigns weekly. We think that's a bit much. Typically, they're having campaigns every 3 to 5 weeks with about a 2 to 3 week break, and then another set of campaigns or another campaign kicks off. So think of this as a series, okay? All right, the age demographic is still very active. A very large percentage of Facebook users are between 25 and 50. The larger portion is around 25 to 35, and it kind of drops off the older you get. It also has a low adoption until the early 20s, but as soon as people graduate from college and start becoming more savvy about business and having disposable income, we're finding those people, millennials for instance, are migrating over to Facebook and email as their primary choices on how to engage with places they care about, whether it's for-profit or nonprofit. There's some great statistics about that at the Social Quick Starter and also in places like Marketing Sherpa and Entrepreneur.com. And if you don't want to remember all that, just go to our Learning Center. Constant Contact has an online learning center separate from this. And over on the left-hand nav bar, it says resources, helpful resources, and you can find other places that have great statistics that can answer questions like that. Because it does change, but what we're finding is that for the vast majority of people across all industries, Facebook is a viable option. Younger folks still like to have the texting. As they age into maturity and responsibility, Facebook becomes extremely important. And the older demographic is very active on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn is also extremely good for nonprofits and business to business. So as far as the different social media, that's pretty much how it's falling out now. Any other questions? Okay, so taking a look at just some great ideas. Now this is something that I want to stop on. We talked a little bit about engagement. These are some great tips. So if you want people to not just read, but actually like, comment, and share, try some of these. Post a multiple choice question. That's a great way to get that engagement. Try an open-ended question. Fill in the blank. Ask people to fill in an embedded blank. Okay? Some of the other things that you can do is showcase your culture by giving interviews, giving testimonials, allow you to discuss what people are posting back about your offer, and make sure that you keep a conversation going. And then, as you are building your list, remember we said that social driven to email is a great way to cement the engagement and re-engage people. You can create a custom list where all the people who must share their email address in order to get the goodie will go. And that's an important component of social campaigns. They have to give you their email address before they can get the goodies. And that's